Welcome back to Big Steve Gaming. I'm Big Steve, and this week we're going to discuss the new Shrine of Secrets, which has just dropped in Dead by Daylight. Currently 1:15 in the morning here in the UK, but the Shrine has just dropped, and I just want to give you my thoughts on whether you should be spending your hard-earned iridescent shards on these 4 perks. And we're going to go over these right after this. Okay, welcome back. So, the first perk that we have in the new Shrine this week, we've got 2 Survivor perks and 2 Killer perks, I believe. That's what we normally get. Yep, so the first one, Open-Handed. Now, okay, so let's read what it does. Strengthens the potential of you and your team's aura reading abilities. Increases aura reading ranges by 4 meters. Now, these are rank 1. Obviously, they get stronger with rank 2 and rank 3. Can't remember exactly what the increase is in rank 3, but either way, it's really not a particularly strong perk. It's not something that is run commonly by survivors. It's one of those perks that you will use in a certain situation to get a certain job done. Maybe you've got a challenge in one of these new archive tomes that we're getting now. Maybe there's a challenge in there that might require you to search chests, for example. So you might run Plunderer's Instinct, which will show you where the chest auras are, and then obviously you could run it with this, and this will increase that aura and allow you to see them further away. It will also increase auras of your teammates if you're using perks like Bond or Empathy, but if you've got rank 3 of like Empathy, that pretty much covers the whole map anyway. So I really don't think Open-Handed is a very strong perk, and I would not recommend buying it with your iridescent shards unless you really want it for some specific reason. I just want to mention as well, in last week's video, which I'll put a link to in the description, I also go over my thoughts on whether or not you should be spending your iridescent shards on these perks at all, because that does vary, in my opinion, from person to person, depending on how you play this game. So make sure you check out last week's video to see if you should even be buying these perks at all with your shards. Okay, and then the other Survivor perk is Up the Ante. So all will be well in the end, you just know it. Your confidence strengthens and feeling of hope for those around you. For each other survivor still alive, grant a 1% bonus to luck to all remaining survivors. So, right, these perks are very specific, okay? They're both ace perks, and I'm going to be honest, the fact that these have dropped maybe tells me that there's going to be something in the new tome, which I believe is coming out tomorrow, that might require these perks. Because, I mean, it just seems odd that we're getting both these ace perks like this, you know? So it wouldn't surprise me if there was something in tomorrow's tome, assuming that that is coming tomorrow, I think that's been confirmed, that requires 1 or 2 of these perks. Because the developers did say that that's what they were doing. If there was a particular perk that was going to be required to get a challenge done, they would make sure that they put it in the Shrine of Secrets that week, so that if you didn't have it, you could at least buy it, so that you could get it done. So that wouldn't surprise me, because both these perks are pretty useless and hardly ever used unless someone's doing something specific. So have a look, see what comes out tomorrow in the tome, and see if, you know, these perks are required to get some of the challenges done, and then make your decision on that, because otherwise they're pretty standard use perks, really. Okay, so on to the killer perks. Hangman's Trick. So this is a pig perk. Your ingenious modifications to hooks prevents tampering and permanent damage. Hooks destroyed by sabotage or sacrifices repair automatically after 30 seconds. Gain a notification when someone starts sabotaging the hooks. Sabotage bear traps. Automatic repair timer is reduced by 60 seconds. Okay, so much like the 2 Survivor perks that we've already spoken about, this is a very specific perk. It's not often used by a lot of killers. I mean, when do survivors go around sabotaging hooks? There's only 2 times when survivors sabotage hooks. Either they've got a daily for it, or they're just trying to be a bit toxic and trolly and they're trying to do that tactic, you know, where the killer gets someone and they're about to hook them. Another survivor will have a hook that they think they're going to pre-sabotage to 99%, and then just as the killer's about to get there, they'll finish it off and damage it, and then the killer has to go to another hook, which he often can't get to. But it's not something... I would just give this perk a miss if I were you guys, unless... If you're wanting this perk, you've already got something in mind for it, right? In which case, knock yourself out. But other than that, again, maybe there's something in the new tome tomorrow that's going to require this perk for a challenge, possibly. So you might want to bear that. I would not buy any perks tonight. I would wait until tomorrow and see what challenges we get in case some of these are required. That would be my biggest advice for tonight. But finally, we do get one fairly decent perk. It's a killer perk. It's a trapper perk, Brutal Strength. Now, your great strength allows you to shred through each prey's defenses, destroying drop pallets and generators 10% faster. Again, it does get better than that, I think, with rank 3. I think it's possibly 20% rank 3. I don't know. But I have used it, and it is a very good perk on certain killers, you know, like, I don't know, Trapper, Clown, Wraith. Killers that, you know, are Mouse 1 killers that tend to get a lot of pallets dropped on them. It can save you a lot of time. The difference between breaking a pallet with Brutal Strength and without could mean the difference between having a pallet dropped, breaking it and catching up with that survivor, or them getting to that next loop. And especially if you can pair this perk with other things, like especially the Wraith, very strong on the Wraith, because he has add-ons that can allow him to break generators and pallets even quicker as well. So if you pair all of that up together, then, you know, he's going to be breaking pallets and generators really quickly. So it's not a top tier killer perk, but it is a good killer perk, and something that as a killer main I would definitely want to have in my arsenal on my killers. So I would recommend getting Brutal Strength, but again, I wouldn't recommend getting any of these tonight. Unless you've got more iridescent shards than you know what to do with, then it doesn't really matter. But if you're like me, like, I mean, you know, I still need to level up once more before I can even buy one of these. So I would definitely wait until, well, when is it? I think we're looking at around about 14.5 hours time, possibly, for the next tome to drop, and see what challenges are in this 4th and final tome, because I've just got a feeling that some of these perks might be required for that, and that is why the devs have put them in this week's shrine. But anyway, I hope that helps, guys. If it has, make sure you give this video a like. Leave me a comment in the description below to let me know which perks you think are good and which ones you think are not worth buying. And don't forget, check out last week's video to even see if you should be spending your shards on these perks at all. Thanks ever so much for watching, guys. Don't forget you can check me out live on twitch.tv/BigSteveGamingUK. I'm Big Steve.